Hello and welcome to the Internship Studio on AutoCAD Essentials. I am Prabhakaran, Autodesk Certified Associate with you. This is our session number 7. We are in the discussion of point fixing method called polar method. How to fix the point using polar method? There is a syntax at the rate of distance less than symbol angle. This less than symbol represents that you are going to give angle in AutoCAD. Okay. So hereafter, after the less than symbol, if you give some value, that will be considered as an angle. Okay. Right. So at the rate, as usual, we say reference from the previous point or last point. Okay. Now, let us discuss about what is the distance here. Distance means distance of the line. That means line will have a 2 points. The gap between the 2 points or the distance between the 2 points is called distance. Then what is meant by angle? Angle means it is an absolute angle. That means as usual we are following the anti-clockwise direction. We are going to measure the angle from the right side to left side, anti-clockwise direction. That is called positive angles. So we are going to fix the point based on the distance of line and the direction of the particular line from the previous points. Okay. Right. Now, let us discuss. We have a horizontal line. So, we know the distance of the line is 40 mm. Then what will be the angle of this line? We have to find out. We can draw a line from left to right or right to left. Then what will be the angle? Similar way, we have a vertical line of 20 mm. What is the distance? We know that is 20 mm. So, what is the angle of that particular line? We can draw from top to bottom or bottom to top. Similarly, if we have an inclined line, line distance is a distance of the line, then what is the angle? Suppose if you draw a line from left to right, what will be the angle? Angle is 0 degree. Just for finding the angle, just we are going to follow the absolute angle, anti-clockwise direction. See the first line, we are going to draw a line from left to right. That means it is a direction of positive x direction. That means angle is 0. Similarly, if you draw right to left, that means we are moving towards 180 degree. So it is angle of 180 degree. Similarly, if you have a vertical line, we can draw from top to down or down to top. If you take down to top, that means the direction of lines goes towards positive 90 degree. So that is called angle of 90 degree. Similarly, this line we can say 270 degree. The another way of 270 we can specify that minus 90. If you give 90 degree, the line will go from bottom to up. If you give minus 90 degree, it will take a reverse. That means top to down. It is equal to 270 degree. Okay, right. Similarly, if you draw a line of 30 degree, if you are moving the line from bottom to top, so what is the angle? It is the exact angle of 30 degree. So reverse of this 30, what is the angle? 210 degree or minus 30 degree we can give. Okay. Now let us take the same example, a rectangle, 40 mm, 20 mm rectangle. Whether we are going to get the same rectangle on the same location or not, we are going to find out. As usual, I am going to take the first point. First point is 10, 20. Then second point, I am going to give based on the polar method. What is the rule? At the rate of distance of the point 2 from the point 1. That is the meaning. So at the rate means from the point 1, what is the distance of point 2? It is a 40 mm. What is the angle of this line? This line, it is moves towards 0 degree. So the second point is from the point number 1 at the rate of 40 mm in the direction of 0 degree. Okay. Similarly, we are going to fix the point number 3. The distance is 20. Here we no need to worry whether we are going positive x direction or negative x direction or positive y direction, negative y direction. No need to worry because those directions we are going to specify by the angle values. Okay. Now 2 to 3 we are going above, exactly vertical. That means we are moving towards 90 degree. How much? 20 mm. From where? Point number 2. Okay. Similarly, from 3 to 4, can we say now 3 to 4, what is the distance? 40 mm. We are moving from right to left. What is the direction? We are moving towards 180 degree. So the value is from 3. That means at the rate 40 in the direction of 180 degree. Similar way, from 4 to 1, I am moving towards down. It is a 270-degree line from top to down, or otherwise I can do minus 90-degree also. Okay, so can we try this now in AutoCAD? Okay, as usual, once I open the AutoCAD program, I set the limits, I given zoom all. Okay, I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw the same rectangle. 3 method, whether I will get the same rectangle in the same location, same size or not. We will check now. Let me draw the rectangle using the absolute method. 10, 20, first point. Second point 50, 20. Third point 50, 40. Fourth point 20, 40. Fourth point 10, 40. Then 10, 20. So this is absolute method. Relative method, I'm going to draw again. I'm going to change the color as well as I'm going to change the thickness. So to identify the thickness now. Now again line x value, y value of first point is given 10, 20. Is it right? Now I'm going to use at x distance is 40, y distance is 0. Similarly, x is 0, y will become 20. Next, x is minus 40, 0. Then x 0, minus 20. Okay. See now, I got the same rectangle. Okay. Now I'm going to change the color. I'm going to draw the line using polar method. Line, first point is as usual 10, 20. Okay. Now, at the rate, distance 40, less than 0. Okay. Less than 0 means what? After the less than symbol, whatever you give, that will be considered as a angle 0 degree. Similarly, at the rate 20 mm in the direction of 90. Similarly, 40 mm in the direction of 180 degree. Then at 20 mm in the direction of 270 degrees. Okay, right. You see that 3 methods I used. All the 3 methods I got the same rectangle. That means what? You can use any method what you like. Even you can use mixture of all these 3. Okay, can we try mixture of all these 3? So let me change the color. Now line, I'm going to mix all these 3 methods. I'm going to draw the same rectangle. Okay, as usual, first point 10, 20. Now I'm going to give the second point in absolute method only. So 50, 20. Absolute method. Now polar method at 20 in the direction of 90. Okay. Now I'm going to use relative method at minus 40, 0. Now I can give 10, 20 or I can give angle at 20 in the direction of minus 90. Okay. Now you can see the values what you gave. This is absolute method. This is absolute method. And I used polar method, then I used relative method, then I used polar method. What it means? So as I said before, we can use any method, absolute method or relative method or polar method. We can mix all these 3 and we can use it. So this is a method to fix the point on the screen. So by fixing the point, we are going to draw the line, we are going to draw the circle, we are going to draw the arc, we are going to draw the different curvatures. Okay, so we know how to fix the point on the screen. So this method will going to help you hereafter in all the commands. Now, let us discuss difference between the relative method versus polar method. Already we saw the relation between absolute method and relative method. Now we are going to discuss the relation between relative and polar method. Relative means what? From the previous point, what is x distance, y distance? We are going to consider whether we are going positive direction or negative direction. According to that, we have to specify the values in positive or negative. Okay. Instead of the positive negative, I am going to use the angle values. Both the methods lines are straight, so we did easily. Suppose if you have an inclined line, how to find out the x distance, y distance in a relative method? Already we discussed. The similar way, if you have an inclined line, how to draw that particular line using polar method? We are going to discuss now. Now, let us take this triangle. It is an equilateral triangle. All sides are 50 mm. As usual, it needs 3 points. First point I am giving. Okay. 10, 10. What is the second point? I'm using polar method. From the first point to second point, distance I know. I'm going to draw the line from left to right. So easily I can specify at the rate of 50 in the direction of 0 degree. Now I have to draw a line from 2 to 3. It is not a horizontal line, it is not a vertical line, it is an inclined line. How to find out the angle? This is very important. So already we found the angle, we did a rectangle, right? How do we know all the corners are 90 degree? Listen, this rectangle is a closed object. Every closed object, it will have a 360 degree, right? So this rectangle also having 360 degree taken by 4 lines. So 360 divided by 4, 90 degree. So the angle between each line is 90 degree. That is why we draw a rectangle using 0, 90, 180 and 270. Similarly, how to find out the angle in this triangle? It is a closed object, so it also takes 360 degree. This 360 degree taken by 3 lines. So the angle of each line is 120 degree in absolute angle. 120 degree means where it is 120 degree? From point 2 to 3, the direction is 120. How it is? You see here. Okay, so this is 0 degree, 30, 60, this is 90 degree, from here 120. So if this is 120 degree, if you know, directly we can type. So we know the distance, we know the angle, we can type at the rate of 50 in the direction of 120. So we draw a line 2 to 3. Similarly, 3 to 1, I have to draw a line. What is the angle of this one? So this angle is 120 degree, we know. What is the angle of this line? So 120 plus 120, how much will come? 240 degree. Similarly, how did we calculate the angle here in the rectangle? The first line is 0 degree. So 0 plus 90, 90 degree is the second line. The 90 plus 90, 180 degree is the third line. Then 180 plus 90, 270 degree is the fourth line. Similarly, in triangle here also, the first line 1 to 2, 0 degree. So 0 plus 120, the line of 2 to 3 becomes 120. Similarly, 3 to 1, how much will come? 120 plus 120, 240 degree will come. Is it clear now? Okay. This is the universal concept to find out the angle between the lines. Based on this, now I'm going to give you some exercise. Here, you see the first object 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sides are there. That means octagon. Okay, equilateral octagon. So all sides are 50 mm. So how to find out the angles? You know that. So using polar method, you are going to draw this octagon, this hexagon, this pentagon. Okay, this is your exercise. You are going to try this using polar method only. So this is the end of session number 7. Next session, we are going to discuss about the circle command. Okay, thank you.